Hey, Frank?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I wasn't in before. I'm just getting started now, and now the dog is very confused because I greeted you by name.
Hi, Maddie.
Oh, he can't hear you because I'm using headphones. Okay, Maddie, you need to relax. I'm going to say hi to Frank, but that doesn't mean he's here. Okay, yeah. Other guest star today will be Maddie, who will bark intermittently.
Hold on. I'm hearing the echo of everything.
You're hearing what? What echo?
I'm basically hearing myself.
Oh, you probably should wear headphones.
I see what happened. Okay, so I had the YouTube thing on.
Oh. Yeah, probably want to wear headphones or something for that.
Well, the thing is, it will come from the YouTube thing, so I'll just be a few seconds delayed, I guess.
Okay. Alright. So, it's close enough to 7. How's the sound? Can you hear me?
Actually, hold on. Let me mute Discord.
Okay.
And then put the other one on.
To anybody else who might be watching it, apologies. We've never done this before like this. Yeah, we'll see how this goes.
Okay.
Can you hear? How's the music compared to my voice?
Hey, what?
What was that?
If you also broadcast it on Discord, I think that might be simpler, so I could watch it in your time.
I'm thinking also. I'm just asking about the audio levels now. Do I have to turn down the volume so you can hear me on YouTube? The computer's pretty solid, but I don't. Let me see if I can stream it. There you go. Okay, I've turned the volume down considerably.
Okay.
So.
Okay,
yeah.
So now we can speak to each other.
Yeah. Okay.
Without nonsense. Okay.
Kind of good that we're not popular enough people are watching, because this probably sound like a shit show.
I thought I saw one viewer, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, that reminds me, you should actually probably ping our Discord. Let them know we're going live.
Oh yeah. Let's see, link.
Yeah, here we go. So for those who are watching and somehow not already aware of me and what we're doing, we are doing the Four Job Fiesta this year, which means we get randomly assigned one job from each crystal, and that's the only ones we can use. So.
Okay.
So I already know what the first one's going to be, but I will let it be a surprise. In the meantime, let's get on with it.
Yeah, I'll also share on my blue sky.
Yeah.
Assuming I haven't alienated the entire world. Let's see. Here.
I don't remember this opening cutscene being this long. Or possibly it's slow because I'm streaming. I don't know.
Yeah.
Good old King Tycoon. Yeah, it's got a little bit of stutter to it. Possibly because I'm streaming to everything. But
yeah, you're on two different things, so I guess we'll just deal with it.
Yeah.
Right, the other one's Salsa.
Yeah, or Sarissa, I think, in the newer translations.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a good thing to bring up. So, is this I guess closer to the Game Boy Advance translation.
Yeah,
or
I
the zone?
believe it is based on the Game Boy Advance translation because Gilgamesh still has his Morphin Time line.
Okay.
Although he's also used that in other games since then. I guess that's just a thing he's going to say from now on. But, yes, King Tycoon off to attempt to save the Wind Crystal. We'll see how that goes.
Yep. Well, I guess we shouldn't assume everyone's played this because,
I don't know about everybody that's watching this. I know for a fact some of our friends who may or may not tune in later have not played it, or at least have not finished it.
Yeah, like I always come into this game enthusiastic, but I never really finished it.
Oh, I've been through it a few times, so I like
That water was definitely not on the Game Boy Advance. I'll tell you that.
It wasn't on the SNES either.
Yep.
Oh.
Loof. Boy.
He's riding a meteor. It's the only way to travel.
Not a spaceship or anything, you know. But I guess we can count that as a...
Yeah, it is. It is kind of. It is a vessel. It's of some kind.
Was it just shot out of a cannon? Like,
you know what? You never actually find out how they launch the meteors.
Huh.
They just ride them in, and 4 meteors come, but Galoof and like the one werewolf come out of them. But I don't. That's a good question. Because I think Galoof also used the meteor to teleport back later on. And here's our hero.
Yep.
Butts.
Old Barts.
Barts, you know. Same difference, right?
Yep.
What should we name him? Because he's the only one you actually name in this game. Everybody else just has their name. Yeah, it's a better looking meteor than in the SNES too.
That said, I have a soft spot for the SNES pancake meteor.
Yeah, like the graphics are better overall, but there are a few places where I kind of miss how it looked before.
Yeah.
Like the one you'll see when we get to the Dragon Mountain. How I can't really compare, but they did more with the clouds than they did before. Oh, yeah, I've played this like 4 times. I know.
Well, I think it's fair to be a little up to date, yeah, considering new controller and everything.
I forgot the story. We're going this way. Oh, okay. So it hasn't opened up yet.
You know, I feel like I do that every single playthrough.
Yeah. Okay, so we got nothing so far. Okay, so let's see. Full disclosure. I don't want to grind for shit. So.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. You can also do this. That might be a little much.
2-0. We're going full Dark Souls.
Yeah, I'm not that crazy, but
yeah. That Dark Souls playthrough where if you even look at the level up screen, you failed.
Yeah. Okay. We also have a choice. We can use this is the newly arranged music. Or the original music.
Well, I'm watching the muted one, so pick what you like.
Alright, I'll go with arranged. Alright. Oh, that's right, I have not named him yet.
Because I don't want to hear my own voice, a few seconds later, so... This game was an eye-opener, not just of Final Fantasy, but just of RPGs in general. How do you mean? Well, here's the thing. I learned the language of RPGs via Final Fantasy VII, and as far as like Western RPGs or like tabletop stuff, it is very, very different.
Yeah, that's true.
How a lot of games do it. I had no idea about classes. I had no idea, or job system or anything like that. I just like, all right, here's some materia. Also, everyone has their special move.
Yeah.
So, and then I see this game that has all the various jobs and costumes. Like, I kind of like this. And
yeah, it is.
And
okay, so what do we want here? Bart's? I kind of want to just stick with Bart's. We good with Bart's?
Bort. Maybe Bort?
Or, yeah, Bort. I feel like people have done Bort before. Yeah, alright. Bort it is.
Yep.
The hero Bort.
Yep.
I regret
you can leave
this.
Simpsons, but Simpsons will never leave you.
I regret this already.
I'll be Bort. Bort.
I gotta play the next 20 hours as Bort. This is your fault.
Streaming gold.
She got hit by a meteor. Just fine.
Yeah, just walk it off. I can tell if I'm seeing stars or that's another meteor.
Yeah. Hey, hold on. You were just like kidnapped by goblins 10 seconds ago. Go, give it a second.
And concussed by a meteor.
Yes. And crazy old man.
See, I think this game has a pretty good 0 to gimmick time.
Yeah, it doesn't take long to get to the first jobs.
Yeah, because that's the big hook of this game.
Yeah, this game is more about, like, it has a story. It has a good story that I enjoy, but the focus is more on the gameplay. And it was weird for a while where it was like every other game was about the job system for a bit.
Yeah, even the first game had you at least choose at the beginning.
Yeah, the third game had a similar but less refined version of this one's job system.
Yep. Now, playing through Dragon Quest VII, which also... So, it wasn't the first Dragon Quest game with a job system.
Okay.
But it is in there, and it is hours upon hours upon hours into the game. Now, it's not really so much of a fault so long as you just accept that it's a long game.
Yeah.
Because the game is... you still have a lot of enjoyable adventure, honestly, more than the job system, the real, like, hook is kind of like going to the past, fixing things, and more or less assembling the world, via time travel.
Okay. I forgot about this, that Bort does not actually want to join at first. Like, the Chocobo has to talk him into it.
Refusal to call,
Yep. Alright. Is there anything here? Oh, that's right, I do have the dash. Alright. This first screen, I know for a fact there's nothing here. Let's go. Get back to my bird.
Yeah.
Let's go, bird.
I even saw, like, Final Fantasy VII where it had, like, the hard edge that I'm not sure many people actually found.
Yeah, because you have to steal it. And yet, it's in official artwork.
Yeah, and also in that motorcycle minigame.
Yeah.
So, it's weird. The game assumes it to you, but assumes you will, but it is weirdly hidden.
Yeah, I wonder if it was like maybe earlier on in development it was supposed to be given to you in the story, or... Oh. Alright, bird to the rescue. Oh, more gobos. It's a shame the bird doesn't fight with you.
Yep.
I think a summoner can get a chocobo summon. But who knows if we'll see that.
So how are we deciding? Like dice rolls, or are we just
no? The website I signed up to has like a generator.
Oh, okay.
And I've already rolled the first one. Not yet rolled the second because that's a little ways down. I don't know if we're getting that far. But if we do, you can see about it. Oh, a little cat. Alright. Everybody on the bird.
Oh, I'm watching the wrong damn thing. I'm watching like minutes before.
Oh.
Yeah, Dragon Quest VII is if now in the 3DS version, from what I understand, they cut down on the slow boil quite a bit, but still, it's still a pretty slow pace. And Dragon Quest as a whole has been kind of up and down on how they handle that. Like Dragon Quest Day is like you're at the beginning, you're more or less free after a couple cutscenes to explore the surrounding area, do the first like quests and level up, and it's kind of slow, but you are in control. So
yeah, I get that.
It ended up not annoying me all that much.
Yeah, some games. Yeah, you're right. Like we were saying before, this game we have to muck around with some pirates for a bit. Yeah, we do. You get the crystals at the end of the first real dungeon, so probably within the hour. But then there's other games where it's like Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is infamously like you don't get that one really slow rolls out most of the gimmicks, and it's not till like you're a quarter of the way through the game before you like really have a grasp on the systems, and this one's 20 hours. Xenoblade is at least 100.
Well, in the last few years, I played through Tales of Vesperia, and every few hours, when you think, all right, the tutorials are behind me, it's like, oh, here's a new mechanic. I'm like,
yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was like that. I mean, I love the game, but it's also kind of like, okay, enough's enough.
Vesperia is never unfun. It's just like, oh, okay, I guess we're doing this as well now.
I'm trying to remember how you get to the map. Oh, there's the map. Okay. Oh, there is a chest there. Oh, you know what? It might be inside the meteorite later.
Ah, okay. Right, I think you visit it.
Yeah, because like that's how you have to get... I think you have to go back to it a couple times.
I know Galoof leaves your party for a brief bit.
Yeah, he goes back to his world. Spoiler alert for a 30-year-old game. And you eventually follow him.
Oh, fuck me. This is a...
1992. Yeah. It's too dangerous for chocobos. Alright, why are you in front? Oh, there we go. Bort is the leader.
Bort.
That's alright, so we will be grinding up to level 99 right here.
Yeah. I know Final Fantasy IX has a similar thing in that forest at the beginning.
Yeah, most of them do. They have something along those lines. Come on, old man, punch. We have got to get you a weapon, old man. It's like, Galoof, you're telling me you came to this world to investigate this shit, and you didn't bring anything. Or maybe he dropped it. Yeah, he probably dropped it.
He learned from the school of Saban.
Ah.
He's going to just suplex trains and shit.
No trains in this one. It is not as developed a world, I guess.
Well, 6 was very steampunkish.
Yeah, and that's a ghost train anyway, so I don't know if that counts.
I mean, it demonstrably have other tech, so that presumably the train was alive at some point.
Possibly, I mean, or the train had a spirit, or the train is the newest incarnation of whatever. I don't know. It's fucking.
Ferryman got sick of rowing.
Yeah, it exists in that weird era of RPGs where it's like the infrastructure doesn't seem to go anywhere. Like, that you will have train stations and shit, but like no towns. Like, trains that will just go nowhere. Although some of it is... Go ahead.
Something, I realized in my endless modding of Daggerfall. The mods include putting in roads, which there weren't any before.
Huh.
And some of these roads now, a lot of times the roads really are kind of just painted on the ground. Now they do function with other like faster travel mods that isn't quite teleporting and stuff, but these roads go up like near 90-degree angles going up. And you realize just how while you do have the details of the bigger cities, the dungeons and whatnot, you don't really get a sense of how one gets to the other.
Yeah,
and the mods have been filling in a lot of the blanks.
Yeah, I remember that was a big difference between Final Fantasy 7 and 8. Is 8 you did have some roads on the overworld and like you could rent a car and shit.
Yeah, I remember you had fuel, and I always wondered what would happen if you just ran out.
I think the car just stops. Nope. No, we got a Metal Gear Solid this shit.
Yeah. Good peek out there, Bort.
Yeah. Bort is a master of stealth.
Yeah. Go around corner, whip out the gun.
Yeah, so instead of asking for help, we're just gonna steal the friggin' ship.
Yep.
Galoof doesn't give a damn. What's this do?
I came here in a meteorite. You think I give a shit about piracy?
That, like, opens... I think that opens something up there. Can't really get to anything right now because they're sleeping in front of it. See anything in here?
DM just going, no, they won't move and he can't wake them up. There's the ship. Go.
Locked. Oh. Yeah, the Pixel remasters, they do put, like... Yeah, you get a full map of the area, and it tells you how many chests and stuff are in it.
Is there like a CRT? Is there a CRT mode?
I don't remember. Let's check. Does not appear to be. Oh.
I've noticed that in...
oh, yeah, there is.
Well,
Classic.
Oh, there is? Oh.
Can you tell the difference?
Beautiful. Kinda. I mean, I am watching this through a stream, so...
Yeah, there. Now... Yeah.
Okay, there we go, there we go. Yes, kids, this is what video games used to look like.
Ugh. That's nostalgia for you.
Yep.
Captain Ferris. Yeah, I remember the original Final Fantasy anthologies re-release. They gave Ferris this super stereotypical pirate accent.
Yeah.
Don't tell the pirates you're a princess. Then I'm just gonna want more of a ransom.
Hold on. Let's see. Mike and I are streaming. It's in the pot. There's...
Bort, you've got away with words.
Yeah, from what I understand, they made more of a butt of jokes in later translations.
Yeah, I mean, the game is kind of, like, more light than the others. It's almost to the point of being almost self-parody. Oh, it does have its serious moments. And, of course, the fate of the worlds are worlds are at stake.
Well, it's a tricky balance, and I think sometimes I think they had more of a handle of it, in these games than they do later on. Of lighthearted, but able to be serious when it needs to. Like, Dragon Quest VIII was really good with that.
You did, Galoof. You came up with the idea to steal a pirate ship. Yeah, well, Ferris, Lena, and Kryl are all very serious characters. Most of the goofs are on the boys.
Yep.
Oh, yes, another spoiler for a 30-year-old game. Ferris is a girl. But there's some interesting things about that. At least viewed in a modern lens.
Well, she has a very almost like purple hair Sephiroth look with the sprites.
Yeah, actually, and in Amano's official art, she wears like a black leather coat and waistcoat and everything, and has long white hair. So,
yeah, the concept art couldn't be any further.
Yeah, the concept probably like even Bart's, in his sprites looks like he's wearing like the kind of tunic you would wear, but in the concept art and in like Dissidia, he looks much more like he's wearing some kind of like Greek tunic kind of thing.
Yeah, he has this weird. He's weirdly pale. I think he also has white hair in that art.
Yeah. Amano, a lot of his stuff they have white hair, or like in his art, Terra from Final Fantasy VI has blonde hair, but in the game it's green.
I thought it was more consistent in 6.
It's closer, but
I haven't looked at a lot of that in years.
Yeah. Yes, what a mystery. Ferris has the same pendant as the Princess of Tycoon. What a mystery.
I said they handled tone well. I didn't say they handled plot twist well.
Yeah, the foreshadowing is thick, so that by the time it's, quote, revealed, it's like, yeah, we knew already.
Yep. What would have been funnier if Lena knew she was a pirate all along. They just remember her as like the rebellious sister. It's like, oh crap, I have to visit my sister.
Huh. Yeah, well, the story goes that like she was like an infant or like a toddler when the ship sank.
Yeah.
I forget. Come to think of it... Oh, no, they do explain what happened to their mother. In, like, a side scene. We'll probably get to that eventually. Yeah. Yes. A lot of pirates in the... Yeah. Animation might be giving it a little more credit than this, because it's not a climbing animation. It is the walking cycle with a bounce.
It was barely a walking cycle. It was literally just the bounce.
Yeah. Oh, who was it that's... I think it's New Frame Plus, maybe?
Oh, hold on. Yep. Hello.
What's up?
Never mind. Alright, never mind.
Yeah. Yes. Ferris's pet dragon is pulling the ship.
Yep.
I think it's New Frame Plus, or what's the other one? Video Game Animation Studio, maybe? Which is the British? Which is the British one?
Alright, it's not New Frame Plus. Or
no, which one of those is the British one?
I don't know.
Because the one that's not British has been doing, like, animation studies of the Final Fantasy games. And he was saying that 5 is kind of one where they started, like, really acting with emotes and stuff. But pointing out, it's like, everything is super exaggerated because it's kind of like you're playing for the cheap seats.
Yeah. Well, cool. I know Dan from Extra Credits and his channel does a series on Final Fantasy.
I was thinking specifically in terms of, like... Yeah, why not? In terms of the animation and the sprite work.
Well, yeah. Well, New Frame Plus, Dan's an animator, so...
Okay.
Either there is a British person, or he might be converging, like, two people.
I'm thinking of... No, there's... Video Game Animation Studio, I think it is. Okay. Is the one that's... He's a British guy. You know, I should save at some point. Because we are at the win... Oh, no. That's my... You know, I'm putting this on 4? For Four Job Fiesta. Ooh, okay, yeah, that's my completed game file.
Oh, yeah, don't...
I mean, it's... That would make... That's like the 4th time I've played through the game, so it's not like anything too crazy.
Right. Can you join us on the... on the text chat?
Oh, remote. Where is that? Oh, in Discord?
Well, the text chat attached to the stream on the Discord.
Ah. Yeah, she's asking if I'm rolling when I hit each crystal, or I already know what the job set will be. And, yeah, I'm rolling... I pre-rolled the first, and we'll roll the others as I get to them. I pre-rolled the first so that I could have a graphic pop up when I get it. Alright. You know, maybe I should have... There is a town we could have reached. I could have bought, like, weapons and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well. I'm pretty sure the pirate is armed.
Going to take this upstairs, because...
What's going on?
Oh, this is a C-Team stream. It's a special thing with Final Fantasy. If you want me to take it upstairs.
You can keep doing this.
Okay.
Sorry, I was talking to the cat.
Of course.
Hi, Hinge.
These are Babbitt.
He's been
Yes.
supervising me today.
Of course. He's a good kitty. And probably the unofficial, semi-official CT mascot.
Sure.
Him and Maddie.
I know we're technically professionals where we actually are getting money, like $5 a month, but,
Really, that much? Cool.
Yeah.
Alright, so up to the Wind Shrine.
We are officially paid for playing video games. Congratulations.
More goblins.
So, right now, Hinge is just sitting on my wife's back. Like she's a table now.
He's a very silly kitty.
It has this kind of dramatic looking back over his shoulder look.
Huh. Well, he is kind of the head of the household, so.
Yep.
Alright, let's see. Alright, I see how this goes. Yes. Consecrated Circle. Yeah, let's save.
Right on my knee. Thanks, Hinge. Actually, if you...
Yeah, I can grab that for you.
Does
Would
that
you
go?
get No.
Actually.
Yes. Actually, in terms of cold, maybe even more comfortable upstairs, actually.
Oh, you can turn it off if... That was just my reaction to being an unair-conditioned car.
Fair enough.
Oh. Okay. I'm trying to remember. Oh, that's right, I can turn off encounters. There's a lot of good quality of life stuff. It lets you cheat, like, it could potentially let you cheese certain things.
You know, random encounters in this style of RPG, I always want to respect them. But, yeah, they just annoy the shit out of me.
There are times it's like, okay, look, I forgot one chest in here. I don't want to have to fight everything to go back to it.
Well, I played the phone version of Dragon Quest II, and that one, that game in particular has a reputation even worse than like 1 and 3, which are also on the NES, of being like overkill with how many encounters you'll run into.
Yeah.
Like every other frickin' step. Where again, the other 2 NES games aren't nearly as brutal about it.
Okay,
And I
so
think
we gotta-
ultimately, I prefer seeing the encounter on the map.
Okay, this is a useless room. Cool.
Because I think what you should do is have the encounter on the map and make it in the way of something. So it could be a thought process like, do I need that treasure chest right now, or should I just beeline it to the boss? Yeah, but make it like a decision-making process instead of just being bombarded.
Ooh, broadsword. Okay, now everybody can be armed.
Because the combat should be fun, but if it becomes like a barrage, then it just gets tedious.
Yeah, Final Fantasy II is particularly bad about having, like, rooms and dungeons where, like, there's nothing in them, but it starts you, like, 2 tiles ahead, or 2 tiles into the room, and,
You try to step back and you get an encounter?
yeah, it ratchets up the encounter rate ridiculously. Alright,
Oh, God.
we gotta fight this bird.
Oh, that's the special boss fight now.
Yeah. Which, let's be real, the game does not expect you to have much at this point. So it's just stab the bird.
Stab the bird.
Stab the bird, use potions. Yeah, use potions.
Stab the bird, use potion. I don't know why that is.
That's the name of the game at this point.
Stab the bird.
Stab the bird, use potions.
Have knife, can travel.
Oh, shoot. Your classic.
Yeah.
All right,
I mean, it gives you time to...
Yeah. Basically just wait.
He's having a moment.
Yeah, he's having a moment. This is a rough day for him. He's been sitting up here. First that king showed up. Now these goobers. For God's sake. Can't have that much hit points. There he goes.
There we go.
Bird stabbed.
Dark Souls message, bird stabbed.
Yeah. That's right. The game. I don't know that they give you any experience points for bosses.
Why would they?
Sometimes they do.
That feels like an odd choice for the boss to not give you experience.
There's one more chest in... Oh, there it is. It's like... Oh, we probably should have healed up. But we got these guys.
I remember toward the end of Bravely Default 1, it's kind of like, I've gone through all these bosses and this world literally 4 times. And I don't mean just a few bosses, I mean every single boss you could think of that you've gone through the first time. And I have this ability toward the end, which is basically, if you're over an enemy by a number of levels, at the beginning of the stage, you just beginning of the fight, you just outright kill them.
Yeah, there's an ability like that in Bravely Default 2, and that also lets you. It also has an ability, or a game mechanic where you could have chain battles. Like if you use a certain type of bait and you run into an enemy, you'd have 4 or 5 in a row, and that would multiply your experience and job points. So I would just use that with that ability to kill everything instantly.
Oh no.
Alright, here we go. Crystal shattering.
But this was... I absolutely loved this concept as a kid. It's like, grab a crystal, I become a freaking samurai.
Yeah, I guess the implication is that, like, okay, you get this stuff, and it's sort of like a shortcut to it. Whereas,
Yeah,
like, you meet people who don't have the crystals who can use magic and stuff.
Yeah, I think these are the exemplar.
Yeah, sort of like Bravely Default has the asterisks, where it's like, okay, this is like the soul of the best guy who ever did this.
But yeah, I spent the final dungeon in Bravely Default just keeping that activated. I never really actually fought anyone because I just wanted to get to the final boss. I was done. Just a thought of a replay of that game is just like, no.
Yeah, Bravely Default 2 is interesting because, like, you kind of get the bad endings, and then you cut back to the characters, like, looking in their books, like, oh, that was weird. And, like, then not doing that thing.
So they read ahead?
Yeah, they, like, the one guy has a book that can see the future, and it's, like, in a weird meta twist, it is also the book you save your game into. So sort of the implication is that, like, their save's coming? And the way that you make sure that the eternal evil you're fighting stays dead is you overwrite his save file.
Bravely Default 1, I forgive you for your bullshit.
Bravely Default 2 is a game I loved, except for the bullshit in a lot of the bosses where they have counters that, like, you do anything and they get BP. So it's like, even if you just hold back and defend 4 turns in a row, they will have an instant, like, nuke turn. It made it so that any of the optional bosses, the only real way to do it was to lock them down with statuses and, like, cheese it, basically.
See, to give Bravely Default 1 credit, there was usually some flexibility. Though some were definitely more of a pain in the ass than others. Those damn dragons.
Yeah, what burns me is, like, all the optional bosses were, like, story bosses, but in different combinations than you might have fought in the story. So it might have been interesting, like, oh, how do you counterbalance this guy? Well, this guy's on the field. But it's no, you brute force statuses onto them to lock them down. Then you buff the shit out of your strongest swordsman and have him hit one guy 36 times, and then repeat.
See, I didn't beat the final boss of 1 with flying colors, but I still think I had a fun enough combination. Where it's kind of like, I only grinded to the stuff I liked. Not, like, I wasn't going for, like, an ultra ultimate, combination of stuff. It's like, all right, she's the fighter. Our main character is the dual-wielding ninja. We got the white mage with time magic, and we have the black mage that can also summon stuff.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of my runs in this end up like that.
Where it's kind of like they're different shades of a related field.
Yeah, although what this does is... Oh yeah, we were skipping through the King of Tycoon, said we got to save the world, and then he bounced. So, yeah. So,
Your problem now.
In this, though, there are some abilities that seem useless, like the Berserker has a Equip Axes ability, which is not great, but what it does is it doesn't just let you equip axes, it also gives that character the Berserker strength bonus.
Okay.
So you give that to something like the Thief that has a shitty strength bonus, and suddenly the Thief is... Or even something like the Bard, which has a negative strength bonus, and suddenly you have somebody who's much faster, hitting very hard, that you can actually control.
Apes together steal shit.
Yeah. Alright. So what do we get? These are... It's funny, the first crystal is mostly the jobs from Final Fantasy 1, except the red mage is, like, I think the second job crystal.
Well, I remember that being early-ish. But we'll see.
I mean, they're all early-ish. Instead, yeah, it's the knight, the monk, blue mage, thief, black mage, white mage, and we got the blue mage. So if you're watching just the Discord stream, you don't see the little graphic I put on the bottom of the screen. But so we are all blue mages, which opens some interesting possibilities. We just have to... What?
You're all blue mages. Alright, I mean, that's not a bad start.
Yeah, it could be worse. We could be all white mages, which is rough early because they have no damage potential. They can survive anything. Alright. Oh, Alright. The challenge has begun. And blue mages can use swords and rods and shields, which is really good.
Yeah, I remember them being, fairly mixed in this game, so. I kind of like their outfits.
Yeah, they look cool. Kind of a superhero kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, the idea is at all times, like when we get the water crystal job, that's next. We can switch. We need to have at least one of each job we have present in the party.
Okay. So next one you could do like half and half if you want.
Yeah, or Okay, so I'm gonna go back down to the bottom. I'm pretty sure. I forget what. I can look up. Oh yeah, we got the tutorial.
Yep. We know what we're doing, I think.
Yeah, I think we know pretty well. But yeah, I'm just quietly looking up a list. Okay, so yeah, there is some stuff in the Wind Shrine we can get. So I'm gonna head back in there.
With our fancy new outfits.
Exactly. Because the goblins can give us Goblin Punch. And those Moldwind guys can give us Arrow. I think the bats can give us Vampire. So, you want to get some of that. Basically, you just have to get hit by the stuff.
Not like Batman. Like, now I know all your abilities.
Kinda. Alright, let's see. Alright. Goblin Punch me, bro. That's not a Goblin Punch.
That's a Goblin love tap.
There we go. Alright, now they can die. Yay! Okay, first ability. I think the next one was like...
Does that apply to everyone?
Yeah. Yeah, the
Good.
abilities are learned party-wide.
That's good.
Okay. Don't know if the White Serpent has anything.
I'm also got reminded of Soma. The Soma Cruise from Pennsylvania.
Okay, yeah, I don't think the White Serpents have anything. Those other weird, creepy-looking things had something though.
Oh, the weird tentacle deal.
Yeah, those had Arrow. Those guys, yeah.
All right. That absolutely not the tentacle guy then.
I don't know if the Manny Wizard has anything, but okay, that wasn't it. Let's see. Come on, hit me. Arrow, there we go. Cool. Oh, okay, yeah, he hits hard.
You have it though, right?
Yeah. Oh,
sorry,
Bort. Yeah, Bort missed out on... Do I have any Phoenix down? Okay, I have one. Get back up, Bort. Alright.
I want to heal him.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Alright, we have a magic attack. Oh, shoot, okay. I'm just gonna auto-battle through this. Let's be real. Alright. Alright, cool. We got our abilities. Alright, we'll heal up, save, and go to wherever we gotta go next. I think the next blue magic we can get is... It's in a bunch of places, but in the Pirate's Hideout we can get it. Alright. Free healing first, then we hit the high seas.
A lot of these games you have at least one system that you basically need a guide for.
Yeah, well, you don't need... Well, there are like those aren't the only enemies that can teach you stuff. They're just like the first, but most like there's half a dozen others that can give you arrow. The one that you really need a guide for though is the chemist. 'Cause that's all about mixing shit. Okay, I think we're supposed to go here, but it's locked. Yep. Shit. Oh, great, a sucker. Yeah, blue Goblin Punch is basically just like a regular attack. But it has some utility in as much as if you are the same level as the enemy you're fighting, it does 8 times as much damage. And
you look at the level.
What?
Yeah, you look up the level.
You could scan, and there's a lot of ways to change the level.
Mario Skyrim, like this will drive away a level such and such, undead. I'm like, how can I tell? I don't know.
Oh yeah, the drunken pirates, including Ferris, a real man's man, sort of. If they were making this game today or really updating it.
Well, I mean...
Okay, my friend, we were inside of the building. This did not... I'm only going in here because I'm pretty sure there is free items. Yep.
Also, this is one of my favorite town themes. It's very cozy.
Yeah.
See, if this were 5e, you would have just gotten all those items in like a pouch at the start.
Yeah. Oh. He's teaching me to do stuff I know already. I'm not actually controlling this. Yeah, the formation, the usual stuff of... Okay. Nope.
2 stairs.
Yeah, here's how you go up the stairs. 1 foot at a time. Alright, I think this guy teaches you that... Yes, that there's monsters in the chest. Eat shit, goblin.
He was just trying to sleep.
Well, I got shoes out of it.
So he just woke up a goblin from his bunk and took his shoes.
Basically. I mean, full murder hobo. Alright. Who's getting the shoes? I think... The shoes do anything special? Or is it just... more magic defense. More general defense. I've not actually looked at how much money I have. A lot!
Yeah, 4,000. Right.
Yeah, for those tuning in late, I put on the boosters for money, just because F that. You don't want to see me grind. I don't want to grind.
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's a fence. I should have known that.
Well, in my recent escapades in Doom mods, on GZ Doom, which is another source port of the game, there's an option to just have the keys show up on the map, and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'm cool with this edition. Because sometimes, one, it kind of feels like, all right, I have an objective. I gotta go here, and there, and I like that. But also, I like the action. I like the intensity of the combat and everything. I don't really like getting lost in these maps.
Yeah. I'm buying a lot of potions because we do not actually... Unless I go back and get the vampire thing, we do not actually have a ton of options for healing.
There's some maps I enjoy being lost in, or at least enjoy exploring. Doom maps, if I'm lost, is like, oh god, where the hell am I even supposed to go?
Okay, there's a bunch of items here somewhere.
Well,
Probably.
let's see. I imagine we'll be saving a lot of money at the magic shop.
Oh yeah, we're not buying shit. Okay, so it's like 3 more items somewhere. The beast in the canal only targets women. That's sexist.
Yep.
Alright, let's see. Let's try the other shops. Oh.
My favorite shop at any Ren Fair.
Feel like that Ferris shows up. Oh, we can't actually use staffs. Okay.
Ah. Yeah, it's going to be a problem for Lena.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. That one staff that you get that you can hit someone and it heals them.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we can't use that. Like I said, our options are going for healing are going to be limited.
See, I refer to it as Lena's staff because I always give it to her anyway.
Yeah, I always kind of default toward that too. Toward being like, okay, Lena's a healer, Bart's is a fighter. Galoof usually ends up with some kind of magic because I usually think like, okay, his stuff is going to go toward Kryl. Again, spoiler alert, game's 30 years old. Let's see, any magic? Yeah, look at this shit I can't use.
Yeah, you know Hamlet dies at the end.
Yeah. Although, the only possibility if we might need that magic is if we do get a red mage.
Okay. Do we want to just in case?
We can come back to it.
Yeah. What's with this house again?
One of her buddies. Guy who built the canal. Oh, more leather shoes. Okay, I think we're... One more item. Over here, maybe... Yes, an inconspicuous bush in the corner. Phoenix down. Cool. Alright. Wait, I forgot to check the pub. That's where all the pirates are.
Yeah, learn all the, get all the piano lessons.
Right, yeah, because we could end up with a bard. Oh, right, we have to... I think we have to get a... Who's this in the corner here? Sure, pal. Okay, we can't get to the thing until... Yeah, we have to have a little dance.
Yep.
It's a weird game.
Just the shit they got away with.
Yeah, because all it is a rotating sprite and a slightly pink overlay.
Well, what was this, 92?
Yeah.
So, let's see, I think Doom was 93. So, and that's about the time where you had the ESRB ratings.
Yeah. And, I mean, it's like...
At this point, no one gave a shit.
Yeah, it's... Plus, this game did not even come out in the US until, like, 6 or 7 years later. I mean, that's nothing compared to some of the boss designs.
Oh, yeah.
Like, one of the major localization things for Final Fantasy VI in particular was putting clothes on half of the enemy sprites. And, like, some of the summons, like Siren. Here's the thing. Ostensibly, you're not supposed to know that Ferris is a girl at this point, and these guys are still kind of like, I guess, you know? I guess at this point Ferris is on there.
Wait, Caesar's ghost. Who's Caesar?
Good question. Weird place to put a Superman reference.
Oh, is that Superman reference?
Yeah, in the old Superman TV show, Perry White, that was like how he exclaimed, "Great Caesar's ghost." 1 second. Dog is sitting at my bedroom door and giving me the sad eyes. I think she wants to go to
My wife has
bed.
informed me that it's been a phrase since the 1890s, but I guess in more recent times.
Yeah, it's definitely a...
I hear no one say that.
The only time I heard it said was Perry White in the old, like, black and white Superman show. And I also remember there's an episode where a villain is, like, putting on a costume of Caesar and acting as Caesar's ghost to try to, like, trick Perry White somehow. That was a weird show.
that must have been the one of the off episodes.
Also, the phrase is also why they have Julius Caesar show up in the Haunted Mansion. It's a pun.
Huh. But, as I was saying, this is ostensibly before these two know Ferris is a girl, and they don't realize it from whatever they saw, so it's kind of, I guess, at this point, Ferris is on their if I had to pick a guy list.
I guess.
It's a weird game.
But I'm like, okay, so was Julius Caesar in this universe?
I guess, or somebody... Because...
Does this take place during Roman times and Galoof met Caesar?
I mean, maybe. I mean, there is a boss, an optional boss in Final Fantasy VI in the that was called Kaiser Dragon, and that comes from the same root word.
Yeah.
Zoc. Friend of the family, I guess.
You know, that's supposed to be him stretching, but I like to think he just gets up and just has like a quick dance.
Yeah, that pose gets a lot of work. Ah, yes. Dorgan of the Dawn Warriors. Now, this is one change they did make graphically. I mean, besides the update. In the original, for the Baby Bart sprite, they just used the generic child sprite, which has, like, green hair and, like, a pink shirt.
Oh, right.
But in this, he's got the brown hair and blue shirt.
He's going through a phase.
Yeah, I guess he's very early phase. Or this is the phase, the brown hair. Oh yes, don't tell your child about the potentially world-ending threat. That always works out.
I mean, realistically, yeah, I'd be like, okay, if I could take care of this, my kid doesn't need to know about it.
Yeah. Well, what he just said there is, like, if anything happens to me, don't tell Bart's. Don't tell Bart's about the crystals. I can't believe you named him fucking Bort.
I mean...
Oh, yes, the key to the canal. And all that jazz. So he just changed his mind.
Like, was it going to let you go, and then...
Yeah, he said, like, he wanted to protect Lena. Didn't want her in danger, but... Alright.
Excuse me, sir, we stabbed a giant bird.
Yes, we stabbed the bird, so we are the Warriors of Light now. Even though, ostensibly, that bird was trying to protect the crystals, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't check the armor shop.
Reminded of the original Zelda, where, it's not really Ganon's forces that's defending the piece of the Triforce. It's just Triforce pieces were there to keep it away from Ganon.
Yeah, that's true. Alright. Alright, bye, Ferris. Always showing up for... Alright. Alright, everybody got swords and boards. I have a couple rods, just in case.
Hats and bats, as we say in the SEA.
Hats and bats?
Yep. No, put on your helmet and get your sword out.
Ah. Yes, we're leaving our pirate crew behind. They're not the Warriors of Light.
Yeah, from Ferris's graphic, I feel like she's just wearing a poncho.
Yeah, it kind of works. It kind of does look like that. And I guess if you were trying to hide that you were a woman, that would be a reasonable thing to wear.
Yeah.
Oops.
See, we probably want to equip Ferris.
Oh, yeah. Did I not? There we go. Yeah, I don't know if you can really see it yet, but Ferris is interesting where, like, in some jobs, like White Mage, she takes after Lena.
Right.
But in other jobs, like the monk, for instance, kind of looks like a more masculine outfit than what Lena's got.
Yeah.
Or even the thief. And it kind of goes like that, where some outfits she kind of takes from both. And I don't know, I just think it's interesting that, you know, she presents as male to start with, then will shortly start, like, identifying as female. But at other times, she's like, at one point she ends up in a dress, and she's like, you know what, this is really uncomfortable, I don't want to wear this.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting read in 2025 as opposed to 1992.
Yeah.
And definitely one of those things, like, how would you do that today? Would you be more explicit? Identify her as, like, gender fluid? Or... Because the stated reason is that, you know, she was pretending to be a boy because it's less dangerous for a boy on a pirate ship than a girl.
Yeah. And that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Like, I mean... I think that trope could still work, but yeah, I don't know how modern writers would do it.
Yeah, I could see an interpretation either way, and like I said, especially like just in the job design, she comes off as more masculine than either of the other two girls. Although Creel is like Creel is more child-coded in her outfits. Like, her barbarian outfit is basically a pajama onesie.
Well, you notice that her sprites are... They're turned slightly more toward the camera and have a very, like, doll face to them.
Yeah, she is much more cutesy looking.
Yeah.
Because she's supposed to be, like, 12, maybe 10 or something. Like, she's a small child.
Well, is the term tomboy appropriate today?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't heard anybody getting mad over tomboy.
Yeah.
But I don't exactly keep a running score of which words are and are not currently kosher.
Yep. I usually just, I listen to what other people say and just base it off that, honestly. My friends are not, sociopaths, so I could trust them on that.
Yeah, board is kind of in for a penny, in for a pound.
Yep.
All right.
Well, I'm actually going to look at just to make sure I get this right. Sylvando from Dragon Quest XI is an interesting case.
Okay. Why are you doing that? Can I go back? Huh. Okay, it because I cannot get back into the cave. Okay. Can I go this way?
Because he's an archetype that isn't really a thing today in the States, but it is in Japan. Let me...
Now, who is this?
This is Sylvando. Now, you'd be forgiven for believing that he's a stereotypical gay person in Western readings, but in
Devil Crab.
In Japan, let's see, implied to be. So, all right. So in this description, he's implied to be an Onee, which is either gay or bi-man or trans woman in the Japanese version, referring to himself using feminine pronouns and occasionally listing himself as being among the girls in the party.
And when did that game come out?
I swear. So this is Dragon Quest XI. I think that's when that come out. 2017. So that was 8 years ago. I've also read readings where he's a Japanese archetype who's kind of like in between two designations, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, because they're treated a little differently over there.
Yeah, they have a different. Well, here's the interesting thing. Like with gender, there are like psychological disorders that are cultural as well. The culture will just morph in various different ways. Sometimes it's gender identity, sometimes it's actual ailments.
I'm trying to get the bat to use vampire. I think it might need... There we go.
There.
Cool.
Alright, sick him.
Alright, we learned learn, which is basically it means that we can play as other jobs, but equip that. Oh, we do have other abilities. Hold on.
Me and Eva have kind of come to the conclusion that Sylvando, so he was going to become a knight and then join the circus.
Okay.
Still has a bit of like that chivalric flair to him. And he is ultimately someone who's ace, but loves other people's romances.
Okay.
As well, we know people like that, being in among the theater crowd for so many years.
Yeah. Okay, I think what Vampire does, it does based on, like, half of your missing hit points.
Okay.
Which is kind of a nerf. I remember in the original it did all of your missing hit points. Because I remember... Yeah. Okay, let's see. Where does this take you? Oh.
Alright, that spot.
Alright. So, I am continuing on just because it said the Chocobo went in here. So I'm just seeing what's...
Isn't this the cave with the, with that iron squirrel or whatever the hell?
No, that's a different cave.
You needed to eat its own head in order to kill it properly.
Yeah, that's one of the ways to do it. There's others. Don't eat my bird. That is not one of the birds for stabbing. It's a pirate old man medic. Don't eat my bird. Alright, I'm gonna loot the pirates. If there's anything to loot.
It's a one-eyed Sphinx cat.
Oh. He was showing me a one-eyed Sphinx cat.
Oh. That's adorable.
Yeah.
Alright. I think there is at least a couple other things in here. Oh, that's right. That's what that switch is for. I'm the leader of you pirates now. Ferris is on my side. Give me your shit. Alright.
I'm going to just put a picture of Sylvando on the chat there.
Okay.
Let me paste. There we go.
Just turning the encounters off so I can get out of here quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying not to, like, over-level and grind my way through, so...
Yep. Well, it's a problem a lot of RPGs have, I found. It's like, you want to be strategic. But if you do a lot of exploring, you'll end up just making a lot of encounters just kind of trivial.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of... Playing Xenoblade Chronicles X, I was doing the side content as it became open to me. And I was, like, usually over-leveled for whatever I was fighting.
The Witcher 3 is particularly bad with that. There is so much side content. And they're also just fun to do, so it's kind of like...
Yeah.
If nothing else for the writing. I think you might like Witcher 3. Geralt has a very Solid Snake quality to him. Grizzled, mercenary.
Alright.
Also enhanced with weird genetic shit.
Alright, off to the canal. It's sort of a one-way trip. Yeah, it is weird that the only background configuration of a ship is downward. So no matter which direction you're facing, that's how they always have to stage things. Well, more suckers. Oh, I never put his sword back on.
Oh, what does he have equipped?
Nothing. All right, yeah, let's fix that.
Bort, don't punch the squid.
Bort, get your shit together. I mean, if he was a monk, he could put Octokraken. Okay.
That sounds like a sci-fi original movie.
Right? Get some of your
Octokraken.
Get some of your HP back.
Oh yeah, that's not a bad amount.
Yeah. It'll help keep the potion usage down.
Oh, it didn't say the level.
No, this check just does the hit points. It is kind of it is kind of useless. Honestly, check should have been the one that the Beastmaster gets, because that one you needed to down below a certain threshold to catch. Oh, yep. Whirlpools.
Now in HD.
Yeah. Come to think of it, yeah, this is supposed to be a monster, but I don't think we ever fight that monster.
Oh, he's not the bosser?
No. This is just a cutscene, and then we go adrift. Maybe Sildra fights it.
Yeah, that kind of happens in Pillars of Eternity, too. If you free this one dragon, you effectively canceled the scheduled final boss.
Huh.
Because you're sailing toward it, and this creature comes out, but then the dragon you save comes and abolishes it.
Oh, sort of. Oh, wait, no, there is a fight. Okay, it's this thing. Ooh, okay, it hits hard. 650, alright.
Arrow, maybe?
Yeah, we'll see how this goes. Yeah.
Not bad. But... Ugh.
It does hit kind of hard. Alright.
Healer, Jesus Christ. Oh! Well, okay.
What did that do? How much?
240.
Okay, so she must be the same level as him then.
Yep, there we go. Go again.
That works. Okay, cool. Okay, yeah, she's... okay.
Punch him again.
There we go. Those two goblin... I told you, goblin punch comes in handy sometimes.
Yeah.
I was surprised. That was totally unplanned. Oh no, Sildra. Bart, you've known this thing for like 12 minutes. Yeah. R.I.P. Friendly Sea Monster.
Yeah. Oh, right, there's no wind, right?
Yeah. So we kind of end up adrift.
Right, the graveyard.
Yep. What's weird is this is where you're supposed to find the world map, and in the SNES and GBA releases, you can't look at the world map before this. Like, you find a physical map, and you still find it. You still can find it or not find it, but it doesn't make any difference in this version.
Well, I was playing Ys 8. I eventually unlock teleporting from place to place, but I'm not. But I had been teleporting already. So I wonder if that was like an update, or if it's like some teleportation to other places I just hadn't noticed before.
Maybe. I have been known to remain oblivious to entire gameplay systems before.
Well, in Vesperia, there was a whole limit break thing I never unlocked because you have to get through the crafting system, and I had no idea.
Okay, let's see.
So I had this thing in the game where it's like the final boss. It was literally just the main character left, and so you can like dodge and stuff. It's not really like turn based.
Yeah. Oh.
So I was just very carefully just dodging and abusing this very basic ability, and I ended up winning the fight. But I can't help but feel like if I were to like to stream that, I would drive someone completely mad.
Huh.
Because there were systems I hadn't even unlocked.
Yeah.
I'm probably playing like a jackass as far as that guy's concerned.
Alright, so these guys are a little tankier. These guys are probably, honestly, everything's here is undead. If we had a white mage, like, that would be it.
Yeah. Yep.
But we don't. We do have a flail, though. Can any of us use it?
I don't think so.
Nope.
Nope. Here's one thing. I almost never sell anything in a Final Fantasy game like this.
Yeah, me neither. Get over there.
It's far more Western RPG kind of deal.
Yeah, because this game is not tracking your encumbrance.
Yeah.
It's only
never.
I think 4 is the last one that like really limited your inventory very much.
Yeah.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, it's funny. Elden Ring kind of ditches two things. One, well, actually, inventory limit they ditched in Dark Souls 1. And you no longer had to repair your stuff by Elden Ring, which is fine. It kind of gets away with it because to actually change you can't pause. So to change something mid-fight is a very risky thing to do.
Yeah.
So you kind of have this mindset as like, all right, what I have equipped is what I currently just have on me.
Yeah, most of the Final Fantasy games, like, especially the newer ones, you can't re-equip. And even the ones that, like, I remember 12 was different, that you still had full access to the whole menu. Even when you were in battle. And that's the only one where you could actually swap out your party members mid-battle too. Well, I mean, like if your main party went down, then like the game would prompt you as like, okay, bring the B team in, and you could revive them from, you'd revive the dead ones in the menu from the field, so you can kind of keep cycling them through. So I'm going to auto battle through most of this because I'm not wasting my potions on these guys.
That's why in Breath of Fire 1, auto battling is kind of already in there.
Yeah, whereas this is a.
And that's back at the SNES, so yeah, they already had it in there. I guess it's kind of like it'll do things automatically unless you press a button.
Yeah.
And you change strategy. I think even by then they kind of figured out. I was like, okay, for a lot of these encounters, they'll level up to the point where they can just use their physical and move on with their day.
That's neat. When you're on top of the box, your sprite is actually partly out of the water. That's neat. Ooh, money. Does that count as a chest? I guess so.
Maybe it's just
no, because it says
maybe
that
it's more
there's
like a shelf. Oh, have you unlocked new abilities?
yeah, I have check and learn. Unlocking blue magic is just like you unlock the ability to use blue magic in in other jobs.
Fascinating sprite for Undead Husk.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, did I actually... Okay, the job...
Well, I think Undead Husk. I think like zombie.
Yeah.
Or maybe like a very dried out zombie.
That was more like a golem kind of thing.
Yeah. See, I would always spoil myself in these games because I'm always like, oh, just use your healing spell.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's the intention. Here,
Yeah.
let's see, is there any... Okay, I guess not. Okay, was that another entrance down there?
I think so.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I think it's just the end of a ship.
For goodness. Oh, what the... Alright.
It was a monster bash.
Oh. I didn't mean to do that, but whatever. Okay, so that must be weak specifically to wind, or just...
Maybe to magic.
Yeah, maybe it just has crappy magic defense. Alright, here we go.
Wait, where'd she pack the other clothes?
Good question.
In the mysterious inventory, maybe. Probably.
Yeah, I mean, we're carrying 40 potions.
Yeah. Ah, yes, the head shake double punch.
Ah, yes, the big twist.
Mm-hmm. We're trying to hide it. Hide it. Pirate.
Yeah.
Embers shivered.
Yes. Ferris the Pirate Queen.
Yes. Not quite as hardcore as Grania.
Who's Grania again?
Grace O'Malley.
Oh, right.
Her Gaelic name? Yep. Don't ask me the spelling.
See, this is a very inclusive crew. Don't try to change her. She is who she is.
Yep.
Happy Pride Month, everybody.
Yep, happy Pride Month. We got Pride Squirrel coming up.
Yeah, that's coming up Monday.
Yeah. The timing of that couldn't.
It's what we needed.
Yeah, I don't know if it was the best timing. I don't know if it was the worst timing. It is definitely the timing of all time.
Where is that map? It might be up here somewhere.
One of the timings of all time.
Right? Okay, the map might be in that one then. Because I know that it's pointless because, like, we could already see the map.
Yeah, but it's the principle of the thing.
Exactly. Alright, there's another chest over there, too.
It feels almost like Museum Guide.
What do you mean?
Well, it's kind of like, yeah, it'll give you, quality of life things, but also, especially with the things you can skip, it's kind of like, yeah, we did back in the old days, but let's just move it along.
Oh, there's the map.
There
Yay, the map that we already had. Cool.
Like visiting pirate ship. You aren't manning the pirate ship. You're just checking out all the various
Mind Flusher.
things.
Okay, that's like something that's vomiting its own face. That's weird.
Unique, I'll give it that.
It's probably some reference to some Japanese folklore or something.
No.
Mind Flusher. I suppose it's like the Mind Flayer.
Well, the Mind Flayer is this humanoid thing with, like, a tentacle head, so...
Okay. Checking, there's nothing in the graveyard that gives us blue magic. I don't think. A lot of the stuff will be just stuff that we will get incidentally.
Yeah.
The ones that we have to really look for... Yeah, there's a handful that you can only really get if you have someone on the team with control. And unless we get a Beastmaster, we're not getting that. I have watched other YouTubers with more patience than I try bullshit with Confuse. And I do not feel like doing that. So, who knows? We'll see what we roll.
Well, again, it's like Aria of Asara. If you're going through it for the first time, not necessarily 100% completing it. You're just gonna take what you get.
Yeah, there's times like I haven't I guess I kind of have, except in as much as like I didn't master every job. If that's how you want to measure 100% completion.
Oh,
what is over here?
Final Fantasy as a series has always been...
Oh, yes, that's weird because, like, look at this. It says 8 out of 8 chests, but there's one here. Oh.
Or, oh, maybe because that's a cutscene.
Oh, it's a switch.
Oh, maybe. Okay. So. Alright, well, there's your answer.
Okay, and that's interesting. There's another ship down to the bottom right there that we just cannot access. Okay, I see. That's to the boss.
Well, what's interesting in, talk about 100% completion, like, by the time Final Fantasy VII rolled around, I had played maybe 2 Crash Bandicoots at that point, and a couple of other, like, collectathon, platformers. So, 100% completion was very much a thing by that point. In Final Fantasy VII, it's a little harder to measure.
Yeah, it doesn't... Well, this is before achievements, and it wasn't really tracking it. I guess nowadays 100% completion would be getting, I guess, at least one of each materia, getting all of the summons, maybe mastering each materia, finishing all the side quests.
But, like, putting achievements aside, you had Crash Bandicoot, and even arguably SNES Zelda by that point. Where you could very clearly get all the upgrades and all the heart pieces.
Yeah, there was like a kind of a known limit.
Yeah. And, when I played Ocarina of Time, I very regularly found everything.
Even stuff that wasn't in the guides.
Yep. That forest stage, man. That was, like, such a bizarre discovery. Because it wasn't in the guide, so it really felt like something no one talked about.
Yeah. It kind of had that similar feeling to, like, playing Breath of the Wild for the first time, squinting and like, what's that up there? Oh, is that a dragon?
Oh, yeah. Well, that was just a horror show.
Yeah. Let us eat your soul. Galoof's faulty memory saved him.
Yep.
The power of friendship.
And these shiny things we found.
And slapping him in the face.
Pulling a Gandalf, just slap.
Kinda. I like a different little description for each of them.
Yeah. Not sure. Again, I could take this upstairs.
Oh, slow, damn it.
Alright. Bear with me for just a second.
Alright. Let's see what goblin punching does to this girl. Yeah, 45 is not bad. Let's see what arrow does. Nothing, okay. Swords it is. Vampire her, that's the question. She's not her undead form yet? Okay, I can. Cool. I feel like this is the battle. It's like, here's what status effects look like.
Yeah.
Okay, now she's undead. Which means I can choose this really hard right now. Because, guess what? Miss! Huh. Okay. Oh, that's right. Her undead form is weaker to magic. I hope? Yep, weaker to magic.
AC is great.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Lena, use a potion. Ferris, you just continue your nap. Ooh, geez, okay. I think... Okay.
Okay.
Alright, she just slapped the shit out of Galoof. Ferris is still asleep. But she stopped being undead, so that helped. Oh, you jerk. You know, come to think of it, I think Goblin Punch ignores Row.
So you could be a mage and just occasionally
Yeah.
from the back punch. What's going on with Bort?
He's slow. Just as, you know.
As a general rule.
Yeah, just as a general thing, you know. Ow. There we go. Ferris, wake up. We got fights to fight. Dude, like, this game is pretty decently balanced in, like, it's hard to get a party combination that can't handle something.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of... Imagine that's hard to balance because, you know, you want a challenge, right? But you also gave your player basically unlimited tools.
Yeah.
To have any kind of combination. You know, one thing I noticed about the strategy game we LP'd.
Oh, Fell Seal.
Yeah, Fell Seal. Basically, every enemy is a whole mix of stuff.
Okay. I find myself trying to move the camera. Okay, trying to figure out where I actually can go. I think I gotta go. Okay, we're going south to Waltz Tower. It looks like, okay, the North Mountain up there. We're gonna have to go there eventually to get our dragon. I forget when exactly that is. A Gatling, okay. Okay, it doesn't appear to have anything, so I'm killing it. And I wasn't paying attention when the actual check went off. Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Alright. Let's see. Oh, cool town.
Hey, can you run on the overworld?
You know, I'm not sure. Okay, I know there's something here.
Yeah, I think that's young Bart's original form there.
Yeah. Okay, how do I get down there? Because... Okay. Frost Rod. That is one thing I could do. Is smashing rods is kind of a cheese strat. And that's if you use... Oh, sorry. If you use one of the elemental rods or poison rods in battle, they cast, like, the level 3 version of the spell. Like, that ice rod would cast Blizzaga.
Okay. You only, like, use it once, or...?
Yeah, they break, but you can buy them.
Okay.
Oh, jeez. Galoof, you gotta have some sensitivity here, man. Oh, do we need... Oh, yeah, we might actually... Okay, we might need to go up to the North Mountain to get the dragon.
Not to be pedantic, but presumably if there's no wind, you can't really fly either.
I mean, the wind is not blowing, but the air is still there. Air still exists.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stop. I'm not gonna read into this anymore. I have to.
It's sort of like, yes, if the Earth crystal F's up, plants will stop growing, but that doesn't mean, like, you can't stand or walk on the Earth. Okay. Yeah, let's get a bunch of these. We will not have Suna or anything like it. Okay, I was going to suggest that maybe we stop tonight when we get the water crystal job, but then I remembered that, yeah, the North Mountain is a whole nother dungeon.
Right.
Okay, I have 3 of these.
I still remember the theme to that.
Yeah. Free shit, free shit, free shit, free shit, no. Because I know one of the items I can't reach because it's a dude standing in the way at the moment. Long swords.
You got the money.
Yeah. Alright.
I like swords.
Hey, they work. I'm trying to remember where the other one is. Okay, we don't have to buy any magic.
I'm thinking,
8-bit theater, I know.
Yeah.
A good old Spite comic.
Yep.
I did not misspeak.
Yeah, I saw one of the Mega Man Facebook pages. Yeah, basically someone had art of Zero with the W on his crystal, carrying the bodies of Mega Man and Bass.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so I comment, yeah, back at the BG forums, yeah, we called that the Cataclysm. A couple people liked it. I wonder if those were people we knew.
Possibly. Ooh, piano's leveling up.
Because we've met people in person, but you never know who's just been kind of like watching and not really participating.
Okay, yeah, we could already do this. Where's that other item? Oh, something over there. There we go. Oh, money. Okay. Yeah, that's... The thief would let you just see that shit on the field. Oh, what are you doing here? Oh, that's right. Yeah, let's fly on a dragon.
So of course we all fit.
Of course, it's a dragon. I don't care what the artwork says. It's big enough.
I mean, we're always occupying the same square at all times, so,
Yeah, exactly. Alright, I am going to hit the in real quick. Heal. Oops.
you don't want any encounters in the end.
It depends on the type of encounter.
You cannot rest while enemies are nearby.
Hmm.
There's a mud crab with, like, a knife just... ready to go.
In the next room over.
Yeah.
In here.
Yeah, one strength that Morrowind had is that if you were on the beach just outside of Slaughterfish's reach, that'll count as, far enough.
So it can sit there seething, staring at you, but it can't get to you.
It's like, oh, that son of a bitch.
Oops.
Though Oblivion has a weird thing where I've seen slaughterfish spawn on land and they flopped around.
Huh.
And thinking about that game, I cannot think of any way you could purposefully put a slaughterfish on the land. Or even accidentally once they're in the water. But they put in the programming that if for whatever reason it's on land, it starts flopping around like you would expect a fish would.
There's no magic attack or any kind of attack that knock it around?
Not really. I mean, you have telekinesis, but that's all for, like, items. And you don't really have any equivalent to the Dragon Shout.
I mean, there are some... where there's, like, some heavy attacks that, like, would paralyze and knock things around.
Yeah, but... Well, actually, yeah. I hadn't thought of that. I've never tried that on a slaughterfish.
Also fair. Alright, up the North Mountain. Let's go.
Well, it's one of those enemies that becomes a non-issue very quickly.
Let's see.
But the knocking someone down thing can be a little bit weird. Where if you knock someone off a cliff with that, well, there's a good chance he'll just rise up back where he was standing in the first place.
Yeah. Okay, we got cats. I feel like they might give us something. Oh, I'm going this way. Do I have any ethers? Oh, I have one ether. This will make sense in a second. Ooh, okay. Ow.
Wait, why'd you throw the ether at the stone?
Because it lets him use Flash, which is a blue magic we can get.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. It's like, if you want this ability, you need to give it MP.
Yeah. Alright, let's stop. Come on. You're just not gonna do it, or you just like spite me.
I mean, I don't know if Corner uses MP.
There we go.
There.
Alright, now I think I still have to... Yep. Good thing I bought the eye drops. Alright, now just... see how you like it. That's the thing about the sprites in this, like, you can't tell if anything worked.
Oh, so it won't have a...
Yeah. Although it might say miss if it didn't. And they are missing. Go ahead and prove me wrong, sure. Jerk. Stop smacking Lena. I only have so many potions, for God's sake.
These aren't cheap.
Actually, they are, but still. Alright, gold needle. Eventually, I'm going to need White Wind. That's the only, like, party-wide magic healing that blue mages get, I think.
Oh, White Wind?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm thinking of Healing Wind.
Oh, yeah, no. That's a different thing. I am surprised that there's only 2 chests in this entire thing. Two chests and no items. But hey, well, the completionist in me is like, okay. Yeah. We're still in the part of the game where it's short dungeons because they're like, okay, you have only 6 jobs.
Yeah.
See? He tries to use it, does not have the MP for it.
Huh. Well, you don't think about it in most RPGs.
Yeah. And there are some bosses you can cheese by... One of the blue magic spells is called Magic Hammer. And it specifically halves the target's MP. And I have used that to drain an enemy entirely of MP and basically neuter them entirely. There's one boss in particular, his whole gimmick is he does 2 things. He hits you with a comet, and then he tries to suck you in. And he's got like several thousand MP, so it takes a bit. But you can put him to sleep and keep hitting him with the hammer. Okay, you gotta watch out for these plants. They are poisonous. Guessing this bird. Cockatrices typically are what's it called? They can turn you to stone.
cast stone. Yeah.
So I'm trying to avoid that. I'm leveling up fast. I didn't leave the boost on for that, did I? Okay. I was gonna say. Okay, okay. Yeah, see, it missed a couple of them. Oh, Ferris is fast.
Yeah. I think in the original SNES version, it's not so much that the bars move faster; they start closer to.
Yeah, and I think haste just like started you almost full.
Yeah.
All right, time to tent up because there is a boss.
The not so subtle hint that there's going to be a boss right there.
Yeah, it is generous like that. Shouldn't be too much trouble.
This is the one with the poison dart, right?
Yep. This is the first of at least 2 times Lena gets poisoned. And not 3 times, I think. She gets poisoned a lot. It's a little excessive. Although this one isn't, like, specifically on purpose.
Well, I guess if there are pirates, there's also a black market somewhere.
Yeah, there has to be. Although, like, you'd be hard-pressed to tell me where it is based on the towns that are in the game.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was talking about before, where it's like, oh, there's pirates in the black market. Where? I don't know.
Yeah.
Although I will say, in Final Fantasy VII's case, like, they referred, in the original game, they referred to the war vaguely a lot. It wasn't until the compilation I realized they mean the war with Wutai. I'm like, okay, there is actually a separate nation they could have gone to war with.
Yeah.
Ferris, Tom cruising it up the rocks.
Yep.
So they get a lot of mileage out of very simple sprites.
Yeah.
Alright. I forget, does Lena start this fight? Yep, poisoned.
Yeah, back up. By the way, guys,
Alright, that's just a quick check. What level she is. Not the same as us. Okay. So smack her around until he calls her husband. Or, let's see what Arrow does. Yeah, not bad.
But yeah, Final Fantasy VII. Honestly, Final Fantasy VI, I could see those two worlds having black markets.
Yeah, definitely 6. There is an entire town of, what are they called? Thieves. So that makes sense.
Yeah. And I kind of feel like the game's just dark enough for that to be,
Yeah.
believable. But it's kind of like in Dragon Ball Z, I feel like there were like vague mentions of like crime worlds and stuff like that, but you're never ever gonna focus on them.
Yeah, that's not really the point.
Yeah, your president's a cat.
Dog.
God knows what his journey was like.
Oh, she knows Zero. Cool. Yes, Grug mode engaged. Just smack him around. Okay, why are you so mad at Ferris? You know what? I'm gonna vampire you.
Fight me.
I'm gonna get rid of you while I can. There we go.
This world's still very like fairy tale.
Yeah, this is much more of a medieval fantasy than. Oh boy, he hits hard.
Yeah.
How's he doing on health? Yeah, he's almost there.
I always found a good exercise, especially when I'm writing. Just kind of like how a city functions, who's getting screwed, and who's in charge. Because answering those three will tell you about the crime world, about the elite, about the and so on and so forth.
Yeah, you can get a lot of. Oh, I got a whip. I don't think I can use it.
The one book I self-published, I kind of describe, the city that the story revolves around as, it is a city. It's, it has its good people. It even has its organizations that are doing, good, but it also has a history of, separating, the lucky from the unlucky.
It's one way to put it.
I mean, that's just elites for you. A lot of them were, born winning the lottery, basically.
Yeah. Dang it, Lena.
It's poisoned once, and now she's an addict.
Yeah, she loves the taste.
Yeah. Well, I think OSP described this one king as just being constantly doing poison and just became immune.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been the last few years developing immunity to iocane powder.
Yeah.
And I like that they didn't animate like the dragon to do anything other than go up and down. So has to fly over.
Didn't even do like a King Zora scooch over or anything.
Yeah. Weep, 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 weep for 45 minutes.
Top-notch cutscenes.
Hey, it was 1992.
And it's funny and cute.
You can see they had sprites for each character with all the jobs. I could understand them laying off with the dragon that only has to move laterally once.
Yeah.
Bartz, don't be a pansy. Get on the dragon.
Well, I either read or watched something where actually it might have even been a Folding Ideas video, an early one, where it talks about when you submit to, or at least dedicate time is all right. We want to make an animated feature. And part of the negotiation is how many, frames you're going to give total to the characters.
So we have a dragon, and we can go straight to Walt's Tower. We can also take a quick detour back to Castle Tycoon. and that is in there is some items that we could use, and a little cutscene and stuff. But maybe we could do that. What do you think? You want to do that now? Get that out of the way, or start the game? Start it next time.
Maybe start it next time.
All right.
But yeah, just it is interesting, you know, with shows or just animated features. Like, oh, you don't think about they literally have to, you know, decide early on how many poses they're going to draw.
Yeah. All right, I think that's a good play. Play in about 2 hours ish. Okay. I mean, I could get. About. You know what? I got nothing else I'm doing tonight.
Yeah, well, I got stuff I want to do, so.
Okay, I will. Yeah, you know what? We'll stop here and we'll figure out when we're playing next. Probably maybe over the weekend. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for joining us. Those who did. If you're watching this in the future. Hopefully things are still going okay.
Yeah, if you're currently on fire, sorry, we couldn't predict that.
Yeah, do something about that. All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.